Hello everyone, welcome you all again to the channel Techno Tutorial. Today in this video we are going to discuss about looping statement, that is control statement. In the last video already we have discussed conditional statements, if else, nested if else, if, about the conditional statement we have discussed in the last video, which is there in your syllabus, that is under control statement. Okay, so in the control statement we have discussed conditional statement. Now one more control statement is there, that is looping. So about looping we are going to discuss now. So I have prepared this video for both computer science and informatics practice students. Okay, so now see here, these two are both of your syllabus. This is for informatics practices. So here see control statement, if else, that is the conditional statement, and loop. Okay, so loop we are going to discuss now. And for computer science also, so we have already discussed the conditional statement. I have given the same video which I have prepared for informatics practice student. So the conditional statement is the same for you also. So here this is the conditional statement, if else, if. So already we have discussed. So after that we have notion of iterative computation and control flow. This is for this is about the loop. Okay, for while, so using range function, using len function. So what about the loop and how to use loop? So that thing we have to discuss now. Okay, so now for this I have prepared the ppt that I have sent you already in the control statement. So these slides already we have discussed. Wait, where is slides? Wait. Okay, this is about loop. Okay, so now as we discussed the conditional statement, that that is the decision making statement there. Okay, so now which it has to take decision that where in which side it has to go. Okay, so that means if the condition is true, that means it will go to this side, and if the condition is false, then it will go to this side. So logically it will check the condition, so where it has to go, either true or false. Okay, so now here the next is loop. So loop means users try to understand that if the same task it is repeating until the condition is satisfied. Okay, that is known as loop. The conditional statement is different thing, loop is the different thing. See, if the same task is repeating until the condition is satisfied, if you are giving a condition, up to that condition, the same task it will repeat again and again. Okay, suppose one real life example I am going to give you. You are reading in our school. In our school, up to class 12 is there. Yes or not? You are studying in our school from, suppose, class, you are there in our school, suppose from class 1. Now up to class 12 you have to be there, right? So now after 12 no classes is there in our school. Okay, so your condition is class less than equal to 12. That means you can stay there up to 12 or less than 12. So that is the condition. So that is the given condition is there in your class in our school. So after that condition, after the condition is failed, that means if you will promote from class 12 to the suppose degree, higher education, then that is not there in our school. So your condition is failed then. Okay, so that is the real life condition I have just given you. So now that is the loop. If the same task it will repeat until the condition is satisfied, that is known as looping. Okay, so in looping there you will get three things. So one is about initialization, that means where the loop has to start, right? So a is the variable there, so into that variable I am assigning a value, that is 1. Now the value of a is 1, that means initially we have starting from 1. Okay, suppose you have started to study in our school, that is from class 1, that is your initial class. So initialization, after that the condition will come. So condition means up to which class you will be there in our school, right? So here the condition is a less than 5, that means 5 times this loop will execute. And from class 1 you have to promote to class 2, after that class 3, after that class 4. So that is one uh, thing is there, that is increment or decrement. That means you will increase you will promote from 1 to 2, after that 3, 4, like that. So this is the increment, or it may be decrement. If you want to display the numbers from 10 to 1, so that means 10 will come first, after that 11, 10 will come, after that 9 will come, then 8 will come. That is the decrement order. Okay, so some of the cases you will get like that. So there you have to display the numbers in decreasing order. For that case, decrement is used. So after that, the next, while loop. So there are two types of loop you will get. One is for loop and one is while loop. In while loop, see, the same task you can do in while also, and you can do in for also. See, a comma b is equal to 0 comma 1. One Python program is this. So one basic program is this. See, already you know about the variable and assignment. So a b equal to 0 1, meaning a is equal to 0, b is equal to 1. The value of a is 0, the value of b is 1 here. Okay, while a less than equal to 13. So this is the condition, this is the initialization there. A and b is initialized with 0 and 1, and the condition is given here, while a less than equal to 13. That means how many times this loop will execute? This loop will execute 0 to 13. That means 14 times this loop will execute. Clear? 0 is starting value and ending value is 13. So that means less than equal to is there. That means up to 13 it will execute. Less than 13 means up to 12 it will execute. Okay. So after that, print a. That means it will display while a comma b is equal to a plus b, a. That means that this is the increment here. Okay. A value is increased and b value is also increased. So now see how here how this program is executing. This is the syntax. This is the syntax. While condition you have to give after a statement. Else statement is also there. So else is not showing here. So now see, if while a less than equal to 13, what is the value of a? The value of a is 0 here. 0 less than equal to 13, condition is true. If your condition is true, then you will come inside. After writing the while line, you have to give one tab here. After giving this tab, you have to write print a. So I am going to show you practically this program also how to execute. So I think it is better to show you practically, then you will understand everything. Okay, how the output also will come. So what are the next program? It is there. I am just going to show. Okay, for in range is also there. So wait. Okay, so this is the flowchart. These programs, see how to start practically I am going to show you. Okay, so now about the flowchart, already we have discussed in the conditional statement. So here also this flowchart is going to show you, see the sum of first 100 natural numbers. Okay, so your number you have suppose given here n is equal to 1, 100 natural numbers sum it will going to display. Okay, see this is start, already you know this is the processing statement assigning your value, and this is the processing statement, this is also processing, this is the conditional statement. So here n value you are assigning 1, sum already you are assigning 0 initial value. Okay, sum is equal to sum plus n. So now the value of sum was 0 here, and here 0 plus n, n means 1, 0 plus 1, 1. The value of sum is 1 now. Okay, after that n is equal to n plus 1. N value was 1, now it is 2. Okay, the sum value is 1, n value is 2. If n means 2 less than equal to 100, condition is true, again the same task it will repeat. This is known as looping. Okay, this is known as looping. Your condition is given, condition is true, that is why this condition is this thing again it will happen. That means now the value of n was 2, so here again you will come, again the same statement will execute. After that the value of n will get 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, then it will add the values. Once your entered once your value of n will more than 100, your this condition is false, then it will not go to this side again. So here go to the no, print sum, so it will display the sum. This is the flowchart. Okay, so practically I'm going to show you this program also. So this is about factorial of a number. So how to calculate factorial? First the logic you have to understand, then only this flowchart you are going to understand. Just now see, this is start, this is input, and this is process, this is loop. Okay, and this is conditional statement, and this is output, this is end. So these are about the graphical representation of the program, factorial program. Now how to do these programs, what about the loops, we are going to do practically. Okay, then only we will understand better. So now see, for your practice I have prepared some programs. Okay, first I am going to show you, this is factorial displaced nested loop. This is okay, leave it. I am going to show you just in some initial programs, initial looping programs. Already you know this is the interactive mode in Python, and I am going to do in script mode. File, new file, and here I am going to write the programs. Okay, so what is our program? Suppose I am going to display my name. Okay, my name I am going to display 10 times. So 10 times means this is a loop. 10 times, 10 number of times you are going to display your name. See, when we are going to use loop, see, print, suppose my name is deep, so inside this is a string, so I am writing like this, deep. Okay, I'm going to save this program, save. One name you have to give. Where this program will save? Programs, Python 337, 3.7, 32, like that, 32 bit. So here practice 1, suppose practice loop 1. I'm giving practice loop 1. Okay, just copy, okay, save, practice loop 1. Now I'm going to run this program. How to run? Press F5, press F5. See, deep, one deep is coming. Okay, now suppose you have to display 2 times deep, then what you will do? Suppose, okay, 2 times, no problem. Again you are writing print, again you are writing like this, deep. Okay, save, F5. Now see, deep 2 times coming. Okay, now suppose you have to display 3 times, then again you will write 4 times, again you will write 10 times, 10 times you will write 100 times, then 100 times you will write 1000 times you have to do, then you will write 1000 times or what? No need to write the same thing again and again. Okay, to reduce the task we are going to use this loop. Only one statement we will write, not to write more than one. This statement we are going to write inside loop, then the depending on the condition, that much of time this loop will execute again and again. Clear? Now see how I am writing. I'm going to write this program in loop. I'm going to display my name 10 times. Okay, so now see here, in while loop, suppose I am going to do this program. Okay, in while loop the syntax is initialization will come first. Suppose for loop I am going to take one variable I is equal to 1. I will start this program from initially 1. Okay, after that the condition we have to give, while the condition is I less than 10, that means 10 times this loop will execute. Okay, 10 times means starting from I, what is the value of I here? 1. So starting from 1 up to 9, 10 times means I less than is equal to also I have to give, then only 10 also it will include. Okay, so 1 to 10, 10 times it will execute. So what it will execute? Inside this part means this part, enter. See, after giving one tab similar to the conditional statement, we have to write like this, while I less than equal to 10, this statement will execute again and again. This print statement will display again and again. Okay, now see, again when it will see the value of I is 1. Okay, while I less than equal to 10, the value of I is what? 1. Less than equal to 10, your condition is true or false? Yes, your condition is true. When your condition is true, that means it will come inside loop. Inside loop the statement is print deep. Okay, so it will display this word deep. After that it has to increase the value of I, then only it will go to the next step. Yes or not? The value of I is 1 now, so it has to increase to 2, then it has to increase to 3, then it has to increase to 4. Okay, so how to increase? For the increment is used. So here we are going to use the increment, so that is I plus is equal to 1. That means I is equal to I plus 1. This is the assignment operator, already you have seen in the operator class. So I plus is equal to 1. That means I is equal to I plus 1. The value of I was 1. Now 1 plus 1, 2. The value of I is 2 now. Okay. So now if your value is I value is 2 now, again what happened? After finishing this line, this is a loop. Okay. So if it is a loop, then it will go again to this condition. Now the value of I is 2 here because I has increased here. Okay. I is 2 here. 2 less than equal to 10, your condition is true. Again one time this statement execute. Then again one more deep will come. That means 2 deep it has come. Now again see I plus is equal to 1. The value of I was 2. Again plus is equal to 1. 3 this time. So now again it will go here. 3 less than equal to 10. Then it will come inside. Again one more deep will print. Then I plus is equal to 1. 3 plus 1, 4. So again it will go here. Condition will shake. Then it will display. So like that, the value of I you will get. At last value you will get 11. So when you will get 10, 9 plus 1, 10. Then it will come here. 10 less than equal to 10 is equal is also there. That means condition is true. It will display 10 number of time. After that again I will increase. After execution of this statement also will execute. The value of I is now 11. So it will go here again. 11 less than equal to 10. Condition is false. When your condition is false, it will not come inside. It will go the outside of the loop. What is there? Outside loop means this statement should be there here below while. So what is the outside statement you are going to write? So I am going to write okay, no more statement is there. Suppose you are going to write finish. Print done. Suppose done. So it will display done. Okay. I'm going to save this program. Saved. Now run this program. F5. See how many times this diff has come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 10 times. After that done is coming. Clear? So this is about loop. This is while loop. Okay. You understand or not? Okay. Now using this while loop, I am going to show you the numbers. Suppose you are going to display the numbers from 1 to 10. For that case, what you are going to do? You are going to display the display numbers from 1 to 20. Suppose 10 to 50. So like that, the condition you can give. So one another program I am going to do. See. Suppose I am assigning the value I is equal to 10. I am going to display the numbers from 10 to 18. Suppose 10 to 18. Okay. While I less than equal to 18, the condition you have to give here. Then print deep. So in place of print deep, I am going to write I. That means the value of I it will display. Okay. After that done will come. See, I is equal to 10. That means here is 10. 10 less than equal to 18, your condition is true. That means you are going to you will come inside. So what is there? Print I. What is the value of I here? 10. So it will display 10 here. Clear? After that 10 plus is equal to 1 means 11. So again it will go here. 11 less than equal to 18. Condition is true. So again it will come inside. Then it will print 11. After that go to the next line. 11 plus 1, 12. So it is 12 less than equal to 18. 12 less than equal to 18, condition is true, come inside. So like that it will go up to 18. Clear? So 10 to 18 it will print. After that it will come done. So I am going to save this program. File, save as practice loop. Suppose I am giving the number 2. Practice loop 2. Save. Now run this program. F5. See, 10 to 18 is coming. Okay. So this is about while loop. After that one more program I am going to show you. Suppose you are going to display the numbers 50 to 10. 50 to 10. 50 to 10 means what? This is decrement. This is not increment. Okay. This is decrement. You are going to display the result in decreasing order. So here the initialization I am going to give here 50. To 10 you are going to display. Okay, 10. Then I greater than equal to what to write here? I greater than equal to 10. Up to 10. Okay, not less than equal to 10. So from, it will start from 50, I greater than equal to 10 it will display. So remaining all are same. This is decrement you have to give. I minus is equal to 1. Okay. So now save this program, file save as. Now this is practice loop 3. Save. Now run this program. See, this is coming from 50 to 10. This is 50, 49, 48, 47, like that it is up to 10. Up to 10 it is coming. 10 is coming, then done. Clear? So like this you have to do. So this is while loop, and what you can do. Okay, you are going to do the sum of the given number. Suppose 20 to 10 to 20. Okay, sum of first 10 natural numbers you are going to display. So initially suppose you are giving here 1, from 1 to 10, I less than equal to 10, 1 to 10, you are going to display the numbers and also the sum of the given numbers. For that, see, numbers already you are displaying like this. Done. So if you will run this program, file save as practice program 4, practice loop 4, save. Now run this program. See, these numbers are coming 1 2 3 4 5 7 8 9 10. So now you are going to display the sum also. So to store the sum you have to take one more variable. For that I am writing here, say sum is equal to 0. I am giving here. Initial, the value of sum is 0 initially. Okay, we are assigning the value as 0. So now this sum, that means you have to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus like that. Okay, so suppose 1 plus 2, then 3 it will get. So where it will store? To store in sum. Again 3 plus 4, like that it will add. Okay, so the same addition task it will repeat again and again. The addition it will repeat again and again until the condition is satisfied. How many times it will add the values? It will add the values 10 times. So this condition also, that means addition task also you have to write inside this loop. Okay, so now see, this condition is there. After that, this statement will display the values. Okay, after that you are going to add the value. After that you will increase the value. So for addition, see what I am doing. Sum plus is equal to I also you can write, or is equal to sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum is equal to sum plus I. It will add the value of, what it will do, see, the value of sum is 0. Okay, I means 1 less than equal to 10, condition is true. Okay, so it will come inside, print I means 1, it will print. After it will display 1, then sum is equal to sum plus I. The value of sum was 0 plus 1, 1. Now the value of sum is 1 here. Okay, now I plus is equal to 1. The value of I is increased. So that means the value of I is now 2. So again it will come here, 2 less than equal to 10. Your condition is true. So then again come inside here, come inside print I, means it will display 2 here. The value of I is 2 now. Sum is equal to sum plus I. The value of sum was 1 plus 2, 3 now. This time the value of sum is 3. So again I plus is equal to 1. The value of I is increased to 3. Now the value of I is 3. So 3 less than equal to 10, condition true. Come inside, print 3. Then sum value is already 3 plus 3, 6. So like that it will add the value up to 10 and will store here in sum. Okay, sum is stored, but it will not display sum. See, if I am going to run this program, okay, I have to save the program first. It is practice program. I've saved this program or not? File save as practice program 5, suppose this one 5. So here see, I'm going to display this program 5. So it is not coming the sum. Okay, so how it will come the sum? To display, we have sum, we have the addition task already we have done, we have stored in sum, but we have not displayed. So where we can display? We can display the sum outside of the loop. See, I'm going to display here sum is equal to, this is a statement, comma, where is the value? In sum. So it will display the sum. Now save this program, run this program. Now see, sum is equal to 55. Clear? So like that we can do. And if you are going to write this sum, see control X, now I am displaying the sum here. Then what happened? One value it will add and will display the sum. Again another value will add, again will display the sum. Okay, save, run this program. See, 1, 0 plus 1, 1. Then 3, 6, 4, 10, 15, like that. It is displaying the sums. Okay. So no need to write inside this statement. You have to write this statement outside of the loop. Outside of the loop means here it will display your sum one time. Okay. So these are some of the looping programs that I have done for you. So you can practice these programs, and this is while loop programs. Okay. Now another program, suppose I'm going to show you, that is using for loop. Okay, while loop we have done. Similar programs you can do, different programs you can practice by your own. Suppose display the prime number, display the factorial, display the even numbers. So different programs you can do. Okay, now I am going to show you some different programs using for loop. The same programs what I have done till now, this program also you can do using for loop also. These programs we have done in while loop, but these programs you can do in for loop also. So now I am going to show you some examples of for loop. Okay, file, file new, control S. So I'm going to write something here. Suppose the program is display first 10 numbers. Okay, display first 10 numbers. This is comment, already you know. So how to write the comment here? Like this. Okay, comment I am giving display first display first 10 numbers. For that, control S. So this is practice loop 6. Practice loop 6. Save. Okay, now using for loop we are going to do this program, display first 10 numbers. Okay. So here what to do, see, here you have to write for range function you have to use here. For I is the looping variable you are taking here. No initialization part you have to write, and while condition is also not there. For I in range, this is the syntax you have to remember. For I in range, from where to where you are going to display? You are going to display, suppose, the numbers from 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Okay. So the first number you are writing here 1, and the last number also you have to give 10. If you will write, then it will go to 9. So you have to write here 11. That means the last number what you are giving, it will take n minus 1. Okay, just remember this. So here you have to give one colon, press enter. Now here print for display. What to display? The first numbers I, the value of I you have to display. Control S. Now run this program. See, the numbers are coming 1 to 10. Okay. Now if you are going to add the values of 1 to 10, so what you will do? Again in the next line, just write inside loop means, here inside loop means for these parts are inside loop. If you are writing again from here, that is outside loop. So here we have to sum. For sum, to store the sum you have to take one more variable, sum is equal to 0 here. So here we are taking we are doing the addition task. See, sum plus is equal to I. Sum plus is equal to I. The value of I it will add with sum. Then it will store here in sum. Now you have to display the sum. So how to display? Outside loop. Print sum is comma sum. Save, run this program. See, sum is 55 is coming. So this is about for loop. Okay, this is about for loop. For loop you can use like this. And suppose you want to display the numbers from 5 to 10. So what you will do? The initialization you just send. This is the initialization here. 5 to 10 it will come. Now run this program. Control Control S F5. So it is coming 5 to 10. 45 is coming. Okay. So now again I am going to save this program as 1. Done. Now some another example what we can show. Suppose display the even numbers. Okay. So another program we are going to do. So here display even numbers from display first 10 even numbers. For first 10 even numbers you have to display. So how to display? For first 10 means even numbers you will get 2, 4, 6 like that up to suppose 20. Up to 20 you will get first 10 even numbers. So how to check even numbers? Already we have done in the conditional statement. Okay. So to check even numbers what to do? If the conditional statement we are going to use. Which number you are going to check? I. If I, because the value of I is for the first time 1, next time is 2, then 3, up to it will change up to 20. Okay, first time it is the value of I is 1, so I mod 2 equal to 0. This is the condition to check, colon, this is a conditional statement we are using here. If I mod 2 equal to 0, then print I means the value of I, that is 1, comma, is even. So is even is a string, that is why I am writing inside single quote. See now, again the value of I will increase, automatically it will increase, no increment part we have to give in for. So here the value of I is 2 now. So again 2 mod 2 condition is true, so it will display 2 is even. Then again this 3 mod 2 condition is false, it will not display this. Then again this 4, this condition is true, it will display 4 is even. So like that up to 20. Now file, save as, practice program 7, save, and practice program 7, first 10 even numbers, save, F5. See, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So even numbers are coming. So how many even numbers has come? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 even numbers has come. So to come 10 even numbers, what to do? 20 also have to come. Okay. So 20 is not coming here. So here you have to write 21. Then 20 is also will take. See, save, F5. 20 is also coming. Clear? So I have already told you that it will take n minus 1. Okay. So now done. So now after that another program, suppose display display 10 to 1 in decreasing order in for loop. Okay. So what you will do? Have to write 10 and the initial value you have to give ending value you have to give here 0, and then for decrement you have to give -1. Just remember this. For increment no need to give anything, automatically it will increase the values, and for decrement we have to write here -1. Okay. So now here print I, file, save as, practice program 8, save. So now this sum part is also not required, delete this. Okay, you can give the comment here, display numbers in decreasing order. Save this program. Now run this program, F5. See the values are coming 10, 9, 8, 7, 5 up to 1. Okay. So I have given here 0. That means n minus 1 it will take. That means from 1 it will start. Okay. So this is done. So for loop is this, the range function already you have done, but in your syllabus, one more thing is there, that is len. Using len is also there. Len function also you have to use. So see, len function actually we are going to use in string, in case of string, or in case of list. Okay. So now suppose one list is there. List program already we have not done. So we are going to do in the next topic, as list or dictionary, tuples, different concepts are there. So suppose one string is there. Okay, one string is there. String means already you know your name is a string. Any multiple numbers of characters when you are combined together, then you can say this is a string. Okay, so now suppose name is the variable here, and here in name I am writing DEEP, deep. Okay, so now here this is not name as deep I am writing here. For I in rands, delete this. So for I in rands 1, it will start from 1 and end. Where it will end? It will end with, okay, no need to write 1. Directly you can write like this. See, or one more thing you just remember here, delete suppose. Okay, delete this. For I in rands, I have given 1, 10. That means from where to where it will display? It will display the values from file, save as, practice program 9. It will display the numbers from 1 to 9. Yes or not? Save, run this program. See, 1 to 9 is coming. So now if you are going to display directly, if you are giving 10 here, then also it will display the numbers from 1 to 9. Okay, save this program, run this program. So 1 to 9 is coming. Clear? 0 to 9 is coming. Initially by default it will come from 0. Okay, so now if here see what I am going to show you. Okay, in string I am going to show you. In string, suppose I am writing here name is a variable here, is equal to, inside single quote I am writing DEEP, deep. So now it will start from, no need to start from directly, you can write len. How many times this loop will execute? I in rands len, it will calculate the length of, whose length? Name. It will calculate the length of this name, how many characters are there. This must of type this loop will execute. Okay, then it will print I. That means it will start from 0, in the position number 0, D is there, 1, 2, 3. So it will display the values 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, save this program, run this program. Now it is coming 0, 1, 2, 3, DEEP. Okay, now you have to display the characters which are present in this loop, in this string, not 0, 1, 2, 3. For that case, what you can do? For that case, you have to write name I. See, print name, inside square bracket you have to write I. Then it will display, if you will write single I, that means it will display the values, indexes. This is said index. That means D is there in the position number 0, E is there in the position number 1, E is there in the position number 2, P is there in the position number 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. These are index, you can say. So these values it will display if you will write I only. If you let name I, that means name 0, name 1, name 2, name 3. Okay, it will display your name, DEEP. Clear? Now run this program. Save and run this program. See, DEEP is coming. Clear? So these are the programs that I have done for you. And what you can show? What you can show you another program. Practice program 9 is this. And okay, this program also I'm going to save. Display I. Okay, file, save as, practice program 10, save. Okay, so now this is about loop. Okay, after that some another program also I have done for you. So I'm going to show you from the folder. Prime number factorial. Okay, factorial I'm going to show you now. This is about factorial. See, factorial means, do you know what is factorial? If you are entering 5 then it will calculate 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That is factorial. If you are entering 10 there, 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that is about factorial. Okay. So that means how to calculate the factorial. That means, see, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into, that means what? The same task you are multiplying. Same thing you are, the multiplication task you are repeating again and again. Okay. So that task you have to write inside a loop. Okay. So now see, enter a number first. So you are entering the number. Suppose 5 you have entered here. So how to enter number already you know. X equal to in X you are storing the number. One variable to store a factorial we are taking as fact. So we have to multiply value. So that is why if we will write here 0, then it will display 0. That is why we are writing here 1. So now for I in range, so this loop we are taking here, we will start from 1. Initial value we are giving here 1. So up to where it will execute? X plus 1. Already you know, that is it will execute up to n minus 1. So that is why if we will write here x, that means if you are giving here 5, that means up to 4 it will calculate the factorial. So x plus where we are 1 we are giving here, that means 5 plus 1 6, that means it will take to 5 n minus 1. Okay. So this loop will execute from 1 to 5. Clear? If we are giving here the value as 5, that means it will go up to 5. Now fact is equal to fact into I. It will multiply with the value of fact. The value of fact is 1. 1 into I value is 1 here. So that means 1 into 1, 1. After that again this loop will increase. The value of 1 is 2 now. This is 2 now. I is 2. So 1 into 2 is 2. Then again 3. 2 into 3, 6. So like that it will come. So see actually how it will come. See, the value of fact is equal to 1 here. So here initial value I is 1, fact value is 1. 1 into 1, 1. The value of fact is 1 now. Okay. Now again the value of I will increase. The value of I is now 2. Okay. Then if it is 2, 2 into fact value is 1, 1. Then 1 into 2, 2. The value of fact is 2 now. Then again this is 3. 2 into 3, 6. Then again this is 4. 4 into 6, 24. Okay. Then again this is 5. 5 into 24, what? It will come. So like that it will calculate the factorial. Then after that it will display fact. Okay. So now see what the output will come. If we will run this, so it is coming entire number. I am giving the number is 5 here, 5 here, press enter, 120 is coming. So like that it will calculate the factorial. Okay. So done. After that another example I am going to show you, display star. Okay, nested loop I am going to show you. This is nested loop. This is a nested loop. The programs are there. You name it already string or list. Or list we have not shown. Okay, in the list program you can see this. String already we have done. How to calculate the length of deep we have done. Display the first 10 even numbers, also the sum of even numbers. Display first 10 even numbers already we have done. Python program to display sum of n natural numbers, already done. So now display nested list. Nested loop. Nested loop means loop inside loop. It is said as nested loop. Okay. These stars you are going to display here. How the output will come. See, press F5. The output is coming like this. First, in the first line it is coming 1 row. In the second row it is coming 2 star. In the third row it is coming 3 star. In the fourth row it is coming 4 star. So that means you have to see now how many rows are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now see the program. So this, the first loop is there for rows and the second loop is there for columns. Clear? So now say for I in range 1 to 6, that means this loop will execute how many times? 5 times. 1 to 5. 6 minus 1. 1 to 5 it will go. That is 5 rows you will get here. So in the 5 row, for the first row what you will get? 1. Condition is true. Come inside. For j in range 1i. That means it will start from 1 and end with I. The value of I is what here? 1. This is also 1. This is also 1. Okay. Now here print star. So this condition is true, so it will display this. Again, j will increase. Now the value of j is what? 2. It was 1, this is 2. Condition is false because I value is 1 there. So it will not come inside. Only 1 star it has printed. So now again print /n, that means one line break. So 1 star it will display. Again what it will do, in Notepad I am going to show you, see Notepad, 1 star it has displayed, okay? Displayed. Now this line break is there, so come to the next line. Okay, now see. For I in range, this is the value of I has increased. Now this is 2. Okay, 2. The value of I is 2 now. Now again come inside. For j in range 1, this is 2. Now 2 times this loop will execute. So it will come inside print star. How many star it will come? Star and again one more star. Then line break is there. So line break. So again it will go here. Now the value of I is 3. So how many stars it will print? 3 stars it will print. So 3, 3, 3. So like that it will execute the program. Okay. So like this is nested loop. So now in place of star, suppose you want to display 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to display suppose 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. So like that. So what you will do? So you can write here in place of star. Suppose if I am going to give the value of I, it will display the 1, then 2, 2, then 3, 3, 3. Like that it will display. Okay. Now see the program. Suppose Control S, F5. 1 is not coming, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5. So like that it is coming. So if you want to display, suppose J value, Control S, F5. Now J's value is coming 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see these structures and try to understand. If you will not try, then I will show you, I will teach you again. Okay. Try to understand by yourself how this program is executing line by line. So in your computer you have to practice this program, then only you will understand everything. Okay, logics, what it has done. So try to understand by yourself. So after that, prime number also I am going to show you. So you know what about the prime numbers? What about the prime numbers? Can you tell me what about the prime numbers? The numbers which is divisible by the number itself or 1. This is known as prime number. Okay. That means the number is divisible only of 2 numbers, 2 times. That is prime number. 2 times it is divisible. The number itself and 1. So now this program we have done using function. So see, one define def keyword is already used for function. Already we have discussed the previous video. Define xc, one function we have created here. Xc, the function name is xc here. So when we will call this function, that means this is the function call. We are calling this function. If we will call this function will execute. If we will not call this function, then it will not execute. Suppose see, I am deleting this line. Control X, delete, Control S. Now run this program. See, no output is coming. So what to do is not coming. Okay. Now if we are giving this xc, right? Xc, that means we are calling this function now. Save. Now if we run this program, see, enter a number is coming. So enter a number is coming. Suppose I am giving here 5. Enter a number. Suppose I am giving 10. Oh, okay. This program we have done the prime numbers between this number to this number. This is prime number. Okay. This is checking here. Prime number from prime numbers between range. Suppose this program is this. Okay, before doing this program, I'm going to show you how to check prime number. Okay, so now how to check prime number. For that, I'm going to do another program. So here I am writing check prime number. So one comment I am giving here, check prime number. Check prime number. So to check prime number, I am going to enter a number. Okay. Suppose to store the number, num variable we are taking here. Num is equal to int. Already you know how to input value. Int input here string I am writing enter number. So here you are going to check the prime number. So you know that the prime number you are going to check the number is divisible by 2 times. Okay, so how you will find the prime number? Suppose for the 5 is prime or not, you are going to check. So how can you check? You will divide 5 by 1 2 3 4 5. That is 5 times you are going to divide 5. If it is divisible 2 times, that means it is divisible by 1 and 5 only. 2 3 4 it will not divide. That means that is the prime number. It is clear, right? So now see, the division task you are repeating again and again. Yes or not? So that task you are going to give inside a loop. That is why it will divide again and again. Okay. So now for I is the looping variable here. I in range. From where to where you are going to divide? From 1 to up to the given number, comma, num plus 1 you have to write. Because if you will write their num, that means up to 5 means up to 4 it will go. Okay, so it will not display the exact result. So if you will write num plus 1, that means 5 plus 1 6, that means it will go to 5. Okay, so now here you are giving colon. After that you are going to check the prime number. Now here you are going to divide. To whom you are going to divide? Your given number. Your given number is where? That is in num. So you are going to check if the conditional statement you are giving here, if num mod, you are going to divide this num by I. The value of I is 1. Again it will 2. Again it is 3. Again it is 4. Again it is 5. Okay. So to num, that means 5 you are dividing by 1 is equal to 0. Remainder you are checking here. Modular division you are giving here. So now here one column you have to give. So if your number is divided by 1, condition is true, that means it will count. That means one time it has divided. For that, one variable you have to take here. Count count is equal to 0, suppose. Initial value I am giving here. So now if the number is divided by I, that means count is equal to count plus 1. It will increase the value of count. Okay, so now your count value is 1. Next time what happen? Again, next time the value of I will increase. This is 2. Num is 5. 5 mod 2. Condition is false. It will not count. The value of count is remain same. That is 1. Again it is increased 3. Again this condition is false. It will not count. The count value is 1. Again 4. False. Again 5 is there. 5 by 5 condition is true. That means count will increase. Count was 1. It is 2 now. The value of count is 2 now. That means 2 times it has divided. Done. Now outside loop you are going to check if count equal to 2. That means if the value of count is same with 2, that means 2 times it is divisible, then colon, then you are going to write print the number. That means where is it? Num comma inside bracket is even. Num is even here. Else print num is odd. The number that you have entered is odd. Okay, so this is different program. This is file save as. I am giving here prime 1, suppose prime 1, and another is prime. Done. Now run this program. Enter a number. I am giving here 5. What is coming? Oh, prime is even. Why it is coming? Oh, I have written here even out. So what to write? This is prime and this is not prime, suppose consonant. Prime. This is not prime. Prime or composite you can write here. Done. So now see, this is not prime. Save this program, run this program. If you are entering here 5, it is coming. 5 is prime. Okay, again run this program. If you are entering 4 here, run. 4 is not prime. Why 4 is not prime? See, 4 divided by 1, it is divisible, count value is 1. 4 divided by 2, again it is divisible, count value is 2. 4 divided by 3, this is not divisible. And 4 divided by 4, that is also countable, that means count value is 3 now. So this condition is false, that is why it is coming here. Okay, so like this we can check prime number, entered number is prime or not. Done. This prime 1 has come, and prime the another program. This is display the prime numbers between here to here. Suppose this is done in function, the range you are writing, inputting here, num1 and num2, two numbers you are entering, that is 5 and 10 suppose. So it will display the prime numbers between 5 to 10. Okay, so here the range you are giving num1 to num2, and again c is equal to 0, that count we have taken there. And here this part what we are doing from here to here, this part what you are doing, the same thing what we have done in the prime to check a given number is prime or not. Okay, and this part we are writing inside a loop, and in this loop we are assigning the range, this is num1 and num2. So in this range it will display the prime numbers. Okay, the multiple prime numbers it will check. So try to understand by yourself. I can show you how it has executed, I can show you, but I am not going to show you in this program. Just try to understand by yourself how it is executed. Okay, so if any doubt, then you can ask me, I will describe again, no problem, but try to understand by yourself, then only you can understand the programs quickly. Okay, so these are the programs, looping programs that I have done for you. So the programs of looping that I have now done in program files, okay, the programs that I have done for you, these programs also I will send you in mail. Okay, users, okay, I have to search, where is it? So these programs also what we have done, what I have done for you, unit 2 computer science. Okay, already we have finished up to this, that means looping statement also we have finished. Okay, so the programs that I have done today, these programs also, and the programs what was there in the folder, that programs also I will send you in mail. That means the looping statement also we have finished. So you have to practice by yourself. Sometime you can take so to practice this program, but you have to understand the concept clearly. Okay, in the entire syllabus you have to know about the conditional statement and looping. Okay, this concept should be clear. So try to understand, try to clear your concept. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me. Okay, thank you, bye bye.